Hey guys, Alex Keeson here with you today. This is a Heart and Mind of Leader, and this is a module 14. We are discussing another attribute of a successful leader. Today we're going to talk about commitment. So, why commitment is important to a successful leader? I'm sure you all have a very good idea about that and why that would be applicable in our situation. But I'll dive in just a little bit more to talk about commitment today. Before I get into the content itself, I wanted to once again start off with a quick disclaimer just to remind you that make sure that if you would like to see the results, if you like to see what you learn actually come to fruition and something that you see some sort of a result that comes out of everything that you learned, whether it's in this video or any previous or future modules, or anything else that you may learn online for that matter, or reading through their various books. It's important to make sure that you apply that into action. Make sure you actually use it. Make sure you do it every single day, and then you will be able to see the results. So, talking about commitment today. Why is that important? And I will start with a quick quote by Billy Graham. And the quote regarding commitment says, quote, "Commitment is an act, not a word." So it's very short quote. While once again, commitment is an act. It's not a word. Um, why is it important, right? Why is it an act, right? Because we all talk about commitment every single day, I'm sure, in one way, form, or fashion, right? When we're discussing commitment, hey, I'm committed to my job, I'm committed to my business, I'm committed to my family, but that's a lot of words. But what are you actually doing about it, right? Are you really truly committed to what you're saying you're doing? Whether it's achieving a specific goal or objective in life, whether it's achieving a specific performance metric at work, whether it's meeting a specific revenue with your business for a particular quarter or a year, whatever that may be, or maybe that's for you as really finishing school or becoming more educated regarding leadership, right? Hopefully that's the case. Um, Whatever that may be for you, but commitment is an actual act, something that you actually are doing to show your commitment versus just saying uh, a word, that may or may not mean anything to you or people that's around you. And the definition of the commitment it's is really as simple as the state of quality or of being dedicated to a course, activity, or anything else. So let's briefly talk about commitment and why it's important to a successful leader. Well, how would you define commitment, right? Well, let's start with that, which we actually just talked about briefly what that means, but I'll dive a little bit more into that. And also, what does commitment means to you as a leader? So first, um, why is that important to you? Well, first of all, it's personal commitment, right? It starts with your personal commitment. Are you committed to that specific goal, objective, anything that you trying to take your leaders on, whatever the journey that you're taking them to, or whatever you're taking your business, whatever your ultimate end result would be, whether it's for that particular year. Maybe your goal is to make X amount of millions that particular year or more. Or maybe for you, it's as simple as a leader, somebody that's just starting and you're really not sure where to go yet. Maybe for you, it's complete as several um, seminars or attend several seminars. Maybe attend several webcasts. Maybe for you, it's to read several books about leadership and personal development. Whatever that may be for you, it starts with your personal commitment. Your goals, your objectives, and your dreams, right? Because as I'm sure you understand that your goals that you may have set for yourself, maybe at for your business or maybe at your job, um, it may not necessarily be something that you truly want in life for you personally, right? Maybe for you it's something much more than that. Maybe for you it's I don't know, take a vacation that's the last several months, and maybe you just travel the world, right? Whatever that may be. Uh, Maybe it's for you to, whatever that may be, whatever, maybe it's owning a personal jet. Whatever your commitment is, or whatever your dream is, it starts with your personal commitment because you have to be committed to that yourself, first of all. It starts with you. And if you're committed, then you can take your followers on the journey with you. And you will be able to feed that same commitment, the same desire, same drive to them as well. The other thing is, what are you doing to get there? Um, as far as your commitment, right? It's because, as I'm sure you understand, commitment or reaching a specific goal, it does involve a lot of potential overcoming a lot of obstacles along the way. And if your route is without obstacles, I would love to know what you're doing. But because I know for sure for me, I've had to overcome several obstacles, and I still do that to this day. On a daily basis, there may be something that I have to overcome as a leader. And I'm sure many of you guys are dealing with the same thing. So, what's important for you as a leader is, being focused on that specific positive outcome, being focused on, positive in every single situation, and don't let any of the negative situations or negative outcomes to put you down and kind of kill that drive. You don't want that, right? You want to make sure that you're committed to it, and make sure you overcome everything you possibly can with positivity and focus and optimism, right? So make sure you remember that, because that's really where it starts. Because if you get stopped by something, regardless how big that or how small that obstacle may be, you have to overcome that, and there's always a way. You will find a way. You may not find it the way right this second. You may think there is no way, but there is. You just have to really look for it. And you will find either people that will help you with it, or you'll be able to overcome it yourself, and you'll find the resources to do that. But be bigger than any problem that you may overcome, and that will help you. Just look at every situation that you come across as, is this really a problem that I cannot overcome? And the answer is always will be, maybe right now it's difficult, maybe right now it's challenging, but I know I can overcome that, and I will find a way to make it happen. That's your personal commitment. Now, and the other thing is, managing the perception of others of asking for their feedback. So why is that important? Why is it important to have the right perception management? Well, perception management is important on many different levels, right? But for a leader, especially if you're starting as a leader, maybe that's you got your first team that you manage, or maybe it's the first business that you own, and you just hired some people that help you with it. Your first employees, you're having the right perception that you intend to give is very important for a leader, because if there is a wrong perception out there of you that you did not intend to give out, but it's out there, then you need to figure out what it is and manage that, and then correct it and fix it with people, with your followers. And that's very easy to do. As simple as asking for that feedback. It may be uncomfortable, and I completely understand it. Been there, done that. Sometimes we, without even realizing, we may give a wrong perception, whether it's by how we look, whether it's how we act, whether it's what we say, without really thinking about what kind of perception that we give. So be mindful of that. But if you're getting that feedback, and if you feel there is a perception out there that may not be accurate, then ask for that feedback. Ask for whether it's in one-on-one basis or whether it's a group setting, whatever you feel more comfortable first. But you obviously want to address it with a group, with everybody else. So that way everybody's on the same page, and everybody can see the one you that you intend to give out, the way your personality is, the way your drive is, where you intended to go, and where you take your team to, right? So 3 takeaways from today's module regarding the commitment. And first one, you must start with establishing and focusing on your personal commitment first, before you can actually transfer the commitment to Drive Excellence, and then transfer the commitment to others. Starts with your personal commitment to yourself. The second takeaway from today's session is remembering to manage your perception with others by really asking for that feedback. And don't be afraid to ask for that feedback. I know it may be uncomfortable, but you've got to do it. in order to fix incorrect perception. And the third, without a strong commitment, it will be very difficult to achieve our personal and company goals, and which also ultimately will lead your team or your business to success. So you've got to have the strong commitment. You have to have that strong drive to reach whatever you intend to reach, and you've got to have everybody on board with you to be able to get there. Because it's going to be really difficult, if not impossible, to do it by yourself. And that is really it for as far as the takeaways from today's session. In the next module, which is about a week from today, we are going to talk about another attribute of a successful leader, and that would be communication. As I'm sure you guys understand, communication is very important, right, for a successful leader, as well as especially confident and inspiring communication. So that's where we'll chat about that in the next module, about a week from today. And in closing, I just want to mention that I will be sharing some of the module keynotes as well as the takeaways on the heartandmindofleader.com blog for you. I may not be there today, but I promise I will get there. I will get that information to you on the website as quickly as I can. My goal is to get there by the end of the day tomorrow, Monday. And that way you'll have it available to you if you like to go ahead and take those notes, and then especially if you want to get those three takeaways that we went over. So I'll include that brief description there on the blog for you. As always, I am open to your feedback. I would like to hear your comments. If you have any specific suggestions and or feedback, please share them with me. There's many different avenues for you to do so. Feel free to check out my podcast page on the heartandmindofleader.com website as well. And again, it's something that's brand new to me, so I just started. I would love to hear your feedback and what you think about it. Because if there's something that I need to fix, I would like to know what that is. Because as far as I can tell, I like it, but I would like to make sure that it's something that's meaningful to you and it's something that's impactful to you and useful, something you can take along with you. Other than that, that's all I have for you today. So once again, Alex Keeson was here with you today. This is Heart and Mind of Leader, and I definitely look forward to speaking with you soon, about a week from today. You have a great rest of your Sunday, and I'll chat to you soon. Take care.